Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Photography Tips and Tricks, the show for gear, inspiration, hardware, software, anything that you need to get your photography to the next level. My name is RC, and I'm going to solve a couple of different problems today. I'm really excited about this. I get excited about the dumbest things. Cleaning your camera. There's two problems when you deal with it. One, it's usually very expensive. If you've gone online to try to find a camera cleaning kit, you'll see that it's like in upwards of $300, and they sell you these packs of 12 swabs for like 40 bucks. You use the swab once, bye-bye. I'm gonna solve that problem. The other thing is how hard it is. A lot of the times people are like, hey, it's very, very hard to do. I'm gonna do that. Copper Hill Images here on copperhillimages.com has a mega kit. Click on the mega kit link here, then click right here. And what they do is they sell you a pack, a mega kit pack that has a whole bunch of stuff that you can use to clean your camera. Let's go through it. Lens care kit, stuff that you can use for your lens. Cleaning solution, which is what you're gonna use in the sensor. A brush, this is what you're gonna use to wipe off dust. A blower, the thing that you're gonna use to blow this and blow the dust inside your chamber. You have a sensor, loop. This is what you're gonna use to find all of the stuff. Lens pen, this is what you're gonna use to clean a lens sensor. And these things. This is the swab that you're going to use to wipe the stuff. This has 100 pads. All you have to do is put it together yourself. Boo-hoo. All of this, $109, and they even throw in a slinky. What we'll do in the next lesson is I'm gonna actually take all of this stuff out, spread it out, and actually show you how to clean using these products. But before I do, I have a great honor. Larry Becker's been with me here on D-Town and Photography Tips and Tricks, and he's one of the hosts that's here, but now I get to introduce him as inventor, Larry Becker. Larry, what do you have for us now?
RC, thanks very much. In fact, a lot of people do tethered shooting because we see better what's on a big laptop screen than we do on an LCD on the back of the camera. And so I was looking at tethered shooting solutions, and they all have some drawbacks, and mine has a totally different answer for the question, how do you get your laptop near your camera for tethered shooting? And the answer is this shelf. It's called the Outrigger Tether Shelf, and you mount it on a monopod, and it hugs your tripod this way. So it doesn't tip over sideways because it's hugging the tripod. It'll hold your laptop. You get any monopod that you want. You get one that'll hold your laptop, and you're all set. Now, I do recommend put a bungee around here, but go to the website. It's outriggershelf.com, and if you go to the website, you can kind of see the setup. It works really easily. It's very affordable, a couple different finishes available. It's the first thing I've ever invented that I patented. I do all these things, these tips and tricks on cheap shots and everything, and I finally got around to doing a patent. So I'd be honored if you swing by the website, outriggershelf.com. All
right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we've got more gear, more inspiration, more surprises, and I'm actually gonna take this apart and I'm gonna clean on the inside of it. Stick around. Photography Tips and Tricks will be right back.
Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Paris. Poulet, pommes frites et jambon. La donne, la tête, la pillée. Je suis fatigué. Voulez manger la fromage. La voiture, elle plus rapide que le monsieur. Monsieur Beaujolais avec fâche. Je suis fatigué. Vraiment, j'ai la fromage. La voiture est plus rapide que le monsieur. L'addition, s'il vous plaît. Au revoir. La fromage.
Welcome back, everybody. Photography Tips and Tricks. My name is RC. Now, a little bit of camera cleaning boot camp. So I have all of the stuff that I did from Copper Hill Images. I got the mega kit, and I took some stuff out here. I'm not going to necessarily focus on the lens cleaning, right? The outside and the front of the lens. That you pretty much can do on your own. It's the sensor that you're concerned about. And there's a couple of different components to this. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this, and both Canon and Nikon have a lock-up mirror for cleaning. So on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and set it, and when I press the shutter, the mirror opens up, exposing the sensor. Now I'll go ahead and I'll pull the lens off. Now, generally, I usually tell people keep this face down as long as you can, right? Until you absolutely need to get and take a look at the sensor. Rocket blowing is the first thing that you do. More often than not, just don't stick it, jam it all the way in, just blow that all out. Once you've done that, that's when you turn it face up and you use your loop. Your loop goes directly on top of this, and it has a switch which throws on the LEDs. Now I'm going to head and look, and what I'm looking for there is any kind of dust particles. If I see some, turn this off, flip it over, try it again. I'm gonna look down again. Now, on the off chance that you do see some, what you wanna do is you wanna use this brush. You take it out of the case and give it some blowing right at the end of the bristles. You're doing that so that you can kind of develop a little bit of current under there. As soon as you do that, you blow that out. Now you can go ahead and go back into this and just swiping across. And go ahead and just blow it out again. And then I'm going to swipe a second time. That's it. Now I'll go back and I'll take a look at the loop, see if there's anything there. If you need it, let's just say that there is something there, you need to work with it. Well, now it's time for this. You'll take your swab, and this swab comes with a set of pads, right? So you're gonna pull out one of these pads, you just pull it straight out. I already have one out to show you, right? Don't grab it from the middle, and what you're doing is you're just kind of putting your thumb right here, flip it over, pinch it, and you're gonna be using these labels to just kind of put a band around it. And when it's finished, it looks like that, right? So you'll see, there's the sticker, looks pretty good. Now we'll take 2 drops, 1, 2, and we're gonna let it just kind of spread around and smear for a little while. I'll go ahead and I'll cover this in the meantime and make sure that all of my other gear stays nice and clean. I would probably even blow this out when I'm done, just to make sure that it's completely clean. Right, good lens care. Now, once that's done, this should be pretty much about ready. Now what I'll do is I'll put this inside of the sensor. Now keep this in mind, this is 18 millimeters, so this is for a full frame sensor. You're gonna wanna buy the size appropriate to your sensor, 14, 24, whatever it is. The website shows you that. Pretty straightforward. You stick it in, you wipe across, and you're done. Now you'll go back over here, you'll take a look at it again, see if there's anything there. Now, I wouldn't use this more than once. I would take this off and I would do this over again. That's where it gets expensive when you're using those other kits. I'm gonna go ahead and put a second one on there, 2 more drops, and I will repeat the process as I see fit, and I'll keep going back to my loop and check. Yep, that looks pretty good. Sometimes you'll take some of that schmutz and that dirt and this stuff, and it gets accumulated in the corners. And that's where a lens pen will be good. This has almost kind of like a carbon tip on it. So what you'll do is it charges on the inside of this. You stick it in, you turn it a little bit. Once that's turned, look, it even has a right angle. How cool. You pull this out and you take this, and right on the very edges, we'll go ahead and give it a little bit of a swipe, a little bit of a clean. Not bad. We'll take this, put it back in there, and I'll go ahead and I'll turn it a little bit more. Now, back to the loop, back to the light, and take a look. Looks pretty good. And now, here's something that I like about this loop. You can move it at 45-degree angles. So inside of here, if you want to move it out of the way, now you can go ahead and do some work, move it back in there. Now, my sensor's clean, everything looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reassemble the lens, and turn the camera off. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. The key is making sure that you get the right size, making sure that you start below the chamber first, then blow your brush, wipe out the chamber. Worst comes to worst, use your swab, 2 drops, use it once, and you're done. Remnants, use the pen. Straightforward, not bad. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have Mr. Frank Doorhof giving us a little bit of tips on using the camera, the website to watch, and a contest. Stick around.
Hi, my name's Dave Black. I want to welcome you to our light painting set right here on location. Light painting is one of the most stylized approaches to lighting and photography that there is. It's a very artistic approach. It's not with strobes, large power packs. It's all done with flashlights and mobile light sources. Very stylized, very exciting stuff. You can do it. I can teach it to you right on my video at kelbytraining.com. So come join me at my light painting class.
Welcome back, everybody, to Photography Tips and Tricks. My name is RC. Now, I'm really excited to be able to have all the way from the Netherlands, Mr. Frank Doorhof, with a quick tip on using your camera. Frank, what do you have for us?
Well, RC, you know, when you're outside photographing and sometimes you see the highlight warnings coming on, the blinkies, and you can set them in most cameras. Like in the custom menu, there's a setting called highlight warnings. Now, whenever you clip your whites, you will see the blinkies going on. And a lot of people, they will go like, oh my, I have to underexpose now because I'm clipping my whites. Then they come home and they open up the file in Photoshop or Lightroom and, well, wonder what happens. The sky is still perfectly intact. Now, there is a difference and you really have to realize that. What you're seeing in the blinkies is actually the JPEG the JPEG thumbnail that's embedded in the RAW file. Now in your camera there's an option called picture settings. It will vary a little bit between Canon and Nikon, but it's there. Now if you put your contrast on -2 or -3, the blinkies will be gone and you will have approximately the same dynamic range that you have in your RAW file. So now when you're shooting outside on location and you see the beautiful sky and you shoot it, you won't see any blinkies anymore. Now you have a pretty good exposure. So put the contrast on -2 or -3 and the blinkies will, well, be approximately the same as the RAW file. And one more about that one, as soon as you start doing video, make sure that you put the contrast up again. Otherwise, all your video will look a little bit, well, a little bit bland.
Thank you so much, Frank. Hey, listen, for more information on Mr. Frank Doorhof, make sure you go to frankdoorhof.com. That's where you can find beautiful photography tips, tricks, a whole bunch of different things for him. Now, let's get and talk about our contest. For you to enter the contest, what I want you to do is I want you to go to kelbytv.com/contest. That's the place where you can select this show, Photography Tips and Tricks, put in your name, put in your email address, put in your website if you have one, and tell us something about the show. Tell us what you want to see. Hopefully, the producers will pick one person, and that person is going to win 2 things this time around. They're going to win a Rogue Flash Bender. This is something that sits inside of my camera bag all of the time. They're malleable, they're quick, they're easy, and it's a great way for you to be able to take flash and just kind of bounce it off of one spot, and you can bend it exactly how you need it. Make sure that you take a look at this. It's a Rogue Flash Bender. The other thing that you're going to win is right here, the City Walker 30 bag. This is a lightweight messenger bag that is brand new from the folks over at Think Tank Photo. Great storage capacity. You can put a laptop, you can put a tablet inside of it. It's got really nice, sleek hip design, and it's right here. So this one right here in a bag could be yours. This and the Rogue Flash Bender will go to one of you guys. And all you have to do is just go to that contest and enter. We want to hear from every one of you. Now, the website that I want you to watch this week is from Douglas Bizzaro and Elizabeth Moss. The URL for this is dbem.net. This is something that Frank Doorhof turned me on to, and I gotta tell you, there is some phenomenal stuff inside of here. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at some beauty work, and you'll see that these pictures are just absolutely beautiful. So make sure that you take a look right here at dbem.net. You're gonna be very glad you did. Beautiful fashion photography. That's pretty much it for this week. Stay tuned next week for more photography tips and tricks. My name is RC, and I'll see you soon.